Hello everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 book tag. So today I just wanted to do something quick and fun. I had to pre-film my TBR game this weekend, which will be coming out within the next 1 or 2 videos. Because of that, I didn't have time to film another video that needs to come out tomorrow. So I haven't done an actual good book tag in a little while, and so I looked up just book tags, seeing what we want to do, and this one seemed cute. I will leave where I found it linked down below, but otherwise they are saying that this originated over on Instagram. We don't know exactly who, at least according to this. So like I said, I'll leave what I can down below, and we're gonna get started. So 5 books you love. I love a ton of books. So the way that I decided to go about this was actually like my most recent favorite books of the year. So we're gonna start with the one for this year in 2025. It could 100% change, but as of right now, my favorite book of the year is The Prospects by K.T. Hoffman. I did a vlog for this. I will leave a link down below in case you are curious, but this is a male-male sports romance with baseball. One of our main characters is trans, and he is the first trans person to be in professional baseball. They're in the minors. I will tell you right now, I don't know like a ton about baseball, and this book does get into the sports quite a bit, but because the characters love the sports so much, I didn't mind it, and I just really love the characters. We also have different disability representation in here, and I just felt like all the characters felt very real, and I cared about so many of the people in here. Like, I wanted everybody to be happy by the end of the book, and it was just like so good. I do think I sort of sped through this one. Like, I could have taken my time with it a little bit more, but so far, favorite book of 2025. The next one I have here is my favorite book of last year, 2024, which is Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. This one is more mystery, but in a fantasy setting. Basically, we have these different characters on this like 12-day cruise ship voyage type of thing, because at the end of it they make their way up to like this mountain, and this is their voyage to become like the new sort of rulers of each of their areas in this like big country. And part of the reason they're going to be the new rulers is they have a power. They have this power that they inherit, and they're supposed to be the next ruler. Well, first of all, our main character of Ganymedes does not have a power and has been hiding it from everyone, so he's already on edge because of that. Doesn't want to be the new ruler, does not have a power, doesn't exactly know why he's there. Like, he does, but like he doesn't want to be there. And then one of these other people that is supposed to be a ruler gets murdered, and he takes it upon himself to try and figure out what's happening before more people die. It is very much, I think they call it like Agatha Christie meets fantasy. Like, it is very much that vibe. We do have the fantasy stuff. We do have LGBTQ characters. Again, I really cared about them. We have a little bit of romance, but it's not like the main focus of this book. And I just really loved it. I did listen to it on audio. Nathan Fode does the narration, and I do think the audio book is one of my favorite audios of all time. It is part of the reason that this was my favorite book of last year. My favorite book of 2023 is Prince and Assassin by Tavia Lark. This is another male-male romance. You guys will see I have, I think every single book here is LGBTQ. This is a fantasy romance. It is about an assassin who is supposed to infiltrate this prince's court, and at a certain time in the future, he will get told to kill the prince. But until then, he has to keep him alive and not develop feelings for him, obviously. And I just absolutely love this one. Again, I love the characters. I love the world building. I love the fact that we have like telepathic cats. Like, we have fantasy cats and stuff in here. That's really all I needed. It's not too long. It was another one that I was really able to speed through, and I just absolutely loved that. And because this is the Rainbow Crate edition, we do have a little thing under the dust jacket that has one of those magical cats. My favorite book of 2022 was Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. This is another queer normative world, which I think I really do enjoy. So Prince and Assassin, Voyage of the Damned, and this one, all queer normative. Like, absolutely love. It does have some male-male romance in here, but again, not necessarily the biggest focus. To me, this one is a mix of sci-fi, mystery, and romance, almost all equally, and it is a little bit of a slower moving one, but the characters are what did it for me. Like, I absolutely love this one. I haven't reread it, and I probably should, because it's been, what, like 3 years now? I need to do that, but I absolutely love this. I love that mixture of sci-fi, mystery, and romance. It was all worth it. And then the last one we're going to talk about for this category is my favorite book from 2021, which was Iron Widow by Zhao. So again, I absolutely love this. LGBTQ characters, fuck the patriarchy, very feminist. We have our main character who is technically the first and only female emperor of China. This takes Chinese history and puts it in this sci-fi setting. I absolutely loved that fact. And she is basically trying to get revenge on the system that killed her sister, because here we have them in mechas fighting like these alien type of things, because again, it is sci-fi, and they have it set up where like you have to have a guy and a girl in these mechas, but because of the way they have it all set up, the women almost inevitably die. And so yeah, that happened to her sister. She's gonna go get revenge and like just mess things up. And again, the characters are so well done. Technically this one is YA, but the author has spoken out about how they really intended this to be more of a new adult or adult audience. And so the next book in the series, which I have not read yet, but I really want to, is going to increase that kind of stuff instead of keeping it in the more YA age group. And I'm just, again, I absolutely love this one. The last like 100 pages sped by for me and ended on a cliffhanger. And it's been how many years until we finally got Heavenly Tyrant released at the end of last year in 2025? This was my favorite book of 2021. Okay, and then for auto-buy authors. So the one that I have to mention right away is gonna have to be Cassandra Clare. Cassandra Clare wrote Shadowhunters. I have read every single book in that series, minus like 1 or 2 that I need to catch up on. And I've read most of them multiple times. Like that is probably 20 books or so that I've read by this author. I've also read the Magisterium series that she co-wrote with Holly Black. It's a middle grade. And I'm currently in the middle of Swordcatcher, which is her adult fantasy debut. I literally think that is probably like the epitome of auto-buy author for me. Anything she writes, I am probably going to get immediately. The next one I'm going to say is probably Jen DeLuca. So far, she's really only done adult romance, especially with like the Well Met series where we have 4 different companion novels of romances in the Renaissance fair sphere. But every single one of those books I gave 4.5 or 5 stars. I do have her Haunted Ever After, which is set in Florida and is going to be a little bit more paranormal. Maybe not like paranormal romance, but they're supposed to be ghosts and things like that. And so even though I haven't read that one, it is on my TBR. I do think I would consider her an auto-buy author. I think I'll probably, again, get anything she ever does. The next one would probably be TJ Klune. Again, I've been pre-ordering all the TJ Klune stuff. Wolf Song was 5 stars. House in the Cerulean Sea was 5 stars. Under the Whispering Door was 5 stars. In the Lives of Puppets was more of a 4, but I also have more TJ Klune stuff that I've already bought and put on the TBR. So again, anything that gets announced, I'm pretty much sure to buy. I think the new book that's supposed to come out this year, I've already pre-ordered, like, yeah. And then the last one I think is gonna be V.E. Schwab. So V.E. Schwab has more backlist things that I have not read, but everything that I have read, I've really enjoyed. Like I loved her Cassidy Blake series, which is a middle grade paranormal horror type of sort of thing. I really loved the Shades of London series, which has a darker shade of magic. There is that like spin-off companion series that I need to read, but I do own it. I also own The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'm very curious about her Under the Midnight Soil or something, whatever that new one is. Like, again, haven't read all her backlist or anything, but I do feel like I'm going to buy them all. 3 favorite genres. Okay, so the first one I'm gonna have to mention, which I always mention as my favorite, is sci-fi. Do I read the most sci-fi out of all the genres I read? No. Do I love all the sci-fi that I read? No, but I do find that there's something about sci-fi, like if I really had to pick sci-fi versus fantasy, I'm almost always gonna pick sci-fi. Like if it had similar tropes and things, like there's just something about it that I absolutely love. But then my second favorite genre is probably gonna be fantasy. I do read a lot of fantasy, a lot of cozy fantasy, fantasy romance, things like that. If it has something that takes you out of our world, I do prefer that. But then also we have my third favorite genre, which is probably romance. That's probably one of the highest things that I read. Fantasy and romance are usually quite high up there. And there's just something I love about, I think, the characters. Characters is like my top thing that I look for and that I need to enjoy in every book I read. Doesn't matter what the plot is, the characters come first. And so if you're able to really pull together characters, and the romances I prefer also have like friendships and things, the relationships, I need those to be fully fleshed out and real. And so again, the actual romantic relationships, I need to see that build up and really experience it, but also the friendships that they have, because I do like my romances to be more than just those two characters coming together. And so yeah, I think those would be my top three. Two places you read. So, I mean, I'm not gonna just say my house, although that is true. I would say right now I'm more likely to read in my bed than like on the couch downstairs. I find myself reading more right now after the kids go to bed, that kind of thing. So the bed for sure, very comfy. And then also I do like audiobooks nowadays. I used to not be able to do them really at all, but now I do like to do them, especially like if I'm going on a car trip. So the car would be another one. Like if I know I'm going out on errands, having to drive 30 minutes one way, 30 minutes back, depending on like what I'm doing, I will always try to put on an audiobook for the car. So we're gonna say that, bed and car. And one book you promised to read soon. Okay, so this is a book that was on my TBR for February, and you will see that I talk about it a little bit in the next TBR because I did not get to it, and that is Water Moon by chelsea.zhao.reads. I really do want to read this. I want to be better about the books that I'm hauling in this year, that I'm also trying to read them. I think one of my goals for this year was like, out of the books that I do haul, 50% of them are read by the end of the year. And so this is one of those books that I hauled recently that was on a TBR recently that I didn't get to. So this is cozy fantasy. It's supposed to be like Studio Ghibli inspired. You go into this shop thinking it's one thing and then it's like to help find memories or something. I don't know. I really do want to read this. So even though I didn't get to it this month in February, this is one that I want to put back on a TBR soon. It did not get on a TBR in March. I will just say that now, but that's my thing. That's my goal. I want to try and haul books and read them sooner rather than later. So this is my most recent like book box book, and I do want to do that. And then that's the entire tag, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So again, I hope that this was fun for you. I really liked it, and I thought it was a quick, easy one to do just because I'm gonna have a huge TBR game to edit and put out for you soon. And so if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so I will see you then. Bye!